Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Have another incoming college freshman player profile show here for you today. We're going to take a look at Julian Sayin, quarterback headed to Ohio State, was once an Alabama commit, is now committed to Ohio State. I'll be joined again by Luigi Tadone, one of my dashboard contributors, and we're going to break it all down. We're going to talk his recruiting profile. Is he going to get on the field in 2024? Most likely not. We're going to take a look at some high school film and see what he looks like from his trait standpoint. You play Devy, you play C2C, Devy format. You got a supplemental draft coming up. These shows are going to be great for you. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the show. All right, welcome back to the program, Luigi, my fellow film grinder. We got an exciting show today. We are talking Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin. Welcome back to the program.
Brandon, thanks for having me back. Really excited about this one. It's one of the best players in the entire country, in my opinion. So,
he's
excited to break him down.
Yeah, well, if you play Devy in the C2C format, I mean, we're excited about Ohio State quarterbacks. And I've done a couple supplemental drafts. I'm sure you've done a couple already as well. I mean, this guy's not getting out of the second round, sometimes not getting out of the first round. But we're going to dig into it, man. We're going to go over his stats. We're going to go over his production profile, his recruiting. And then we're going to get to the film room, see what he looks like from his high school stats. But exciting prospect nonetheless. Luigi and I, we've been doing a ton of these. If you're first time watching on YouTube, I appreciate you tuning in. We've done breaking down all DJ Lagway, Raiola, all sorts of wide receivers, running backs. So I encourage you to go take a look and peruse the channel. But let's get right to it, man. This kid was a productive player in high school. You can see here on the screen, everybody. I mean, this guy is thrown over 2,000 yards the last 3 seasons, and his senior year 2,400 yards, 24 TDs, 1 interception. Really good. He doesn't seem to turn the ball over much, which is the hallmark of every good quarterback, right? Not turning the ball over. His rushing profile as well looks like he's pretty mobile, and we're going to see that when we get to the film room. We saw a little bit of that in the spring game too, this spring for Ohio State. But he rushed for 200 yards his sophomore year, 154 and 186. So it looks like he's got the ability to maneuver around and be at least a threat and not a statue in the pocket. So he was a couple of notes here. He was the most valuable player at the 2023 Elite 11 finals. His senior year at Carlsbad High School. So let's get right to his recruiting profile. First he went to Bama. Apparently when Nick Saban retired, he decided to flip and go to Ohio State. So I'm sure the Ohio State Buckeyes program was very excited to get their hands on this guy.
Oh, yeah.
QB number 3 on 24/7 Sports, listed at 6'1", 195 pounds, but on the Ohio State website, he is 6'1", 203.
Cool.
And then you can see here on 3, he is the QB2 and the QB3. So he's a top 3 QB in the class. Like I said, the C2C supplemental draft, startup drafts, he's going to be an early pick for sure. So, but let's talk about the quarterback room in general. I'm going to hand it over to you, Luigi. I mean, a lot of changes. We got some incoming transfers. They have another incoming freshman as well. So let's discuss what do you think? How's it shakes out? Because earlier in the spring they were talking about it was an open competition, but I'm not so sure. What are your thoughts on that?
I never was really buying into that. I think they brought Will Howard over there with intention to have him be the guy. He's got a lot of upside. I do like Will Howard a bit as a bit of a Devy sleeper, honestly, because he could really pop off in that offense this year. They have one of the best teams in the country, but they got Devin Brown behind him, and I think he is going to be the backup. He's been there a few years, and I think they feel comfortable with him. But next year it could be Julian Sayin versus Devin Brown. They also brought in Aaron Nolan, as you mentioned, another highly touted freshman, but. Next year, I think this is gonna be Julian Sayin's job, and if it's not, he's gonna jump ship because he's too talented not to.
Yeah, I would agree. And Aaron Nolan, I think he flashed too. I did a freshman QB show on my podcast and had him in my top 7 quarterbacks as well. I mean, I think he's got
talented.
some mobility. So Ohio State's kind of got stacked for the future. So we're going to go into his film room, and I suggest everyone, there's a couple videos on YouTube as well to see his spring game. If you want to watch Julian Sayin's spring game at Ohio State, certainly go do that. He threw for 85 passing yards, threw a couple picks, looked pretty good. But we're going to dive right now. We're going to get into his high school film and take a look at what he looks like on the field. All right, Luigi, let's take a look at Julian Sayin here and what he looks like. Like I said earlier, I encourage you to go take a look at the spring game. Somebody has it all cut up on the YouTube. But we're going to take a look at his high school stats here. See what he looks like. Good off-platform throw. Nice ball. What do you think about his stature? He's 6'1", 203 pounds. We talked about. He looks.
I'm not too worried about it. It's kind of, I could call it an acquired taste. You really got to crunch down on a profile to see that it's really not that bad. It's he's not a big strapping guy, so he's not 6'5", 230. It is what
Right.
it is. But thresholds, fine. He checks the boxes threshold wise.
Yeah. So nice throw here. You can see. Good laser. First read.
Yeah.
Nice boundary throw.
Confident kid.
Yeah.
Quick release.
Yeah. Steps right into his throw.
Yep.
Fires the ball. Good velocity.
I think I really liked him a lot. Honestly, I'm gonna put that out there. Name that comes to mind is like Quinn Ewers. Can kind of guide the ship. Intelligent, good fundamentals. Another name, if you want to be really lofty, aspirationally, Kurt Warner could come to mind. Kind of a new age Kurt Warner.
New age Kurt Warner. Look, we got some mobility here. Good maneuverability. Feels the pressure. Stays balanced. Decides to take a run for it. Little maneuvering there. Little footwork. Little speed. Little juking. Yeah, he's got a laser. Not a lot of arch on that. It's got a lot of good velocity. Although we were talking about the spring game a little bit. We both watched that spring game. It's so much different, man, when you look at that spring game, because I didn't see the arm strength really on, but it's early, but I didn't see him like whipping the ball.
He's a touch kind of passer. Timing.
Yeah, good accuracy though. He looks like he can really work the middle of the field well.
Yes, it's just so important. That's one of my favorite attributes for any quarterback. Is can you really dominate the middle of the field?
Look at the way he steps up in the pocket there. Doesn't run with the ball, keeping his eyes downfield. He sees the pressure coming, stands in there. Yeah, his ball placement, is really, really well. Good off-platform throw here. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Really Mahomes-esque. Mahomes-esque, right? Just throwing on the run is always a feather in a cap for a quarterback. Now see what his deep ball looks like. Nice adjustment by that receiver.
I think he plays with good timing in these highlights.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking the same thing. He looks like he'd be a good timing quarterback.
Yeah,
and he should have a lot of good time at Ohio State. I mean, they're one of the better programs where you shouldn't be under duress. But here's some more mobility. We always like to see this. Good vision. That's not even him catching the ball. This is him laying out a block.
Oh,
that's what it is. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that wasn't him running the ball. It's him, just not giving up on
heads up play. Yeah,
heads up play. Very nice.
He's a smart kid.
Yeah,
he's smart, bright guy. He's gonna be able to digest any offense. And he's some of the outlets had him as the number 1, number 2 at times. So he's right there with Lagway and Raiola. I don't think he gets that respect necessarily in Devy circles. I don't see him go ahead of those guys too often, but he's right there with those guys. He does a lot of things really well.
Yeah, this is really good mobility here. Let's see. Again, just as he's scanning the field. This is the first play of the whole film where he hasn't locked on his first read. That's one thing I like to just watch.
Yeah.
I mean, they just going back and targeting one guy. And because, that's probably the biggest adjustment these kids make from high school is being able to go through your progressions. Some more mobility here when he decides to take off. He's got good movement skills. That was nice accuracy there. He's got that like baseball pitch.
Yeah.
Quick release.
Boom, get it out.
Yeah.
See it, hit it.
Doesn't give up on the play. It's really nice.
Maybe like a Tua comes to mind a little bit too. I mean, when he was committed to Alabama, I was thinking kind of along those lines.
But I like how he, just really keeps his eyes downfield, trying to make a play. Doesn't always just look to run.
Yeah,
He's really got good ball placement on the run, which is really, I think, a really nice attribute that quarterbacks have, because a lot of times they're going to be on the run. It's not going to have clean pockets.
Yeah, he's got good pocket presence.
He does. Quick decision right there.
Yeah, I love that,
the ball. And decides to run. He could do some damage. Smart getting down too. No need to take hits as a quarterback.
Yeah, seriously.
We were doing a Wegman film, that Wegman breakdown we did, and that he takes too many unnecessary hits.
I was just thinking that. I was just watched that breakdown you guys did, and I was thinking that too. I mean, he was like a rag doll out there.
I mean, it's just, don't put yourself in harm's way. You're too important to the team. This is a really nice play here. This is one of my favorites of the film. I mean, he feels the pressure, and then again, the off-platform throw shows a little bit of arm strength, whips the ball.
Gets it.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
And I mean, tell me he doesn't have, one of the easiest quarterbacking jobs in the country at Ohio State.
Yeah, he's going to have all the best receivers in the world, right?
Loaded talent on both sides of the ball. So
I mean, there was this high school film that was a senior highlights, I believe. He's going to be a top quarterback that everyone's going to be excited about.
Great value.
Three C2C. I don't have any shares yet. You got any shares?
I don't have any shares. Great value, but I don't have any shares.
Don't have any shares. And I don't think I'm going to have any shares unless I trade for them because of all the leagues that I'm in. But there you guys got it, man. That is Julian Sayin. Thanks, Luigi. Always enjoy your commentary on these film breakdowns. Thanks for watching, everybody.